All right, Anna. 5, 3. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to John Hardin High School for tonight's 17th District fast pitch softball action. Tonight's matchup will have the 4-8 North Hardin Trojans taking on the 2-6 John Hardin Bulldogs. These two teams met earlier in the year on the first game of the season for both teams. North Hardin victorious 18-3 over the Bulldogs. Going down tonight's lineup, first we'll start with the Trojans. Danny Thompson playing center field will lead off, followed by Emma Corder, the second baseman. Tony Melton will hit third and play in right field. Alexis Horn will hit cleanup and play at shortstop. Ray Fogel, the third baseman, hits fifth. Ariana Luna will hit sixth and play first base. Lakin Miller will be behind the plate and hit seventh. Maggie Terrell will be the designated player, and she will hit eighth. And hitting ninth tonight will be our left fielder, Abby Atkins. For the Bulldogs, Chelsea Dunning leads off playing shortstop. Haley Wolfskill will be in the circle tonight pitching for the Bulldogs, hitting second. Her battery mate, McKaylin Clark, will hit third and play behind the dish. Season Plants hits cleanup, plays first base. Kirsten Bersaud will play third base and hit fifth. Katie Miller, second baseman, will hit sixth. Seventh hitter will be Brianna Medina playing right field. Nicole Knott will hit eighth and be the designated player. The center fielder tonight will be Caitlin Dunn, and she will hit ninth. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere. eTown Exterminating, 270-737-6900. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Due up for the Trojans to start off the ball game, it'll be Danny Thompson, Emma Corder, and Tony Melton. Going around the defensive lineup for the Bulldogs. First on the outfield and left field, it'll be Brianna Mark. Center field, Caitlin Dunn, and right field, Brianna Medina. Around the infield, Kirsten Broussard will be at third, Chelsea Dunning at short, Katie Miller at second, Season Plants at first. And the battery tonight for the Bulldogs, Haley Wolfskill in the circle with McKaylin Clark behind the dish. Thompson, the speedy center fielder for the Trojans. She can slap it down, she can bunt it down, and usually able to get to first base with very good speed in the leadoff spot. First pitch outside, 1-0. That one over the outside part of the plate. Evens it up at 1 ball, 1 strike. That catches the bottom part of the zone. Wolfskill now out in front, 1-2 to Thompson. That one outside evens it up at 2-2. For the Bulldogs and the Trojans, both in action tomorrow night as well. North Hardin will host Fort Knox, while the Bulldogs will travel across town to Elizabethtown. Thompson slaps that one towards third. Broussard up with it across the diamond, not in time. And it'll be a single for Thompson to start off the day. That'll bring up Emma Corder. Yesterday against Central Hardin, Corder went 2 for 2 in the game. Thompson goes on the first pitch, strike on the inside, beats the throw. Good job by Katie Miller backing up the throws. It got away from Dunning. Was a strike on the pitch, so 0-1 to quarter. That one's going to get away from Clark as Quarter swung through it. Thompson advances up on the wild pitch. Or on the pass ball, sorry. Pass ball. 0-2 the count as Quarter steps back in to the box. Swings through that one. First out of the evening. Now that'll bring up right fielder Tony Melton for the Trojans.
Now to bat number 25, Melton.
And Thompson at third reached on a single and stole second. Advanced to third on a pass ball. That one outside. Melton's able to hit the ball. Other than at the corners, Thompson should be able to score on a ground ball in the infield. That one low. Good job by Clark keeping it in front of her. Keeps Thompson at third. 2-0 now the count to Melton. On the outside corner. 2-1 now. That'll be high. 3-1 now the count to Melton. We will be back on the air tomorrow night live with baseball action as Central Hardin goes to take on the North Hardin Trojans. Next Tuesday night, it'll be live softball action as Elizabethtown will travel to Central Hardin. Melton swings through that one. 3-2 now the count. That will be fouled out of play. Count will remain 3 balls and 2 strikes. That'll be low. Melton will get to first on the walk. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Alexis Horn. One out, runners at first and third. Wilskill's pitch in the dirt. Clark scoops it up. Melton will take second on the stolen base.
Come on, bud.
That went behind Horn. 2-0 now the count. One a little late on that one, fouls it off. Count will be 2 balls and 1 strike. Top of the first inning. 1 out. Runners at second and third for North. Alexis Horn at the plate. That one gets away from Clark. Thompson will score on the wild pitch, scoring the first run tonight for the Trojans. Melton moves up to third. Three and one now, the count to Horn. That one hits Horn. So reach hit by pitch. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Bray Fogle, for the Trojans.
Now to bat, number 17, Fogle.
Let's go, dogs.
That one gets away from Clark. Wolfskill missing on the arm side a lot today. That scores Melton from third. Moves Horn into scoring position at second. 1-0 now. The count as Fogle steps back in. That one low. Clark keeps that one in front of her. Keeps Horn at second. Going to be hit out towards right field. Miller not going to be able to get to it. Horn never stops rounding third, and she will score, and it'll be an RBI single for Bray Fogle as the Trojans go up 3-0 on the Bulldogs.
Now to bat, number 28, Luna.
It's going to bring up first baseman Ariana Luna. It's on the inside corner. Strike one. I want to hit back up the middle off Wolfskill glove. Dunning with it. Cross overthrows Plants. It's going to move Fogle up to third and Luna to second.
Let's go, dogs.
That'll bring up the catcher, Lakin Miller, for the Trojans.
Now to bat, number 10, Miller.
She's number 5. Position 2. Miller started off with a strike, 0-1 the count. That one low, evens it up at 1 ball, 1 strike. That one hit down third base line. Up with it, Bussault across to Plants for the second out of the inning. It does score Fogle from third. So it will be an RBI for Miller. Maggie Terrell now up to the plate, the designated player for the Trojans.
Good pitch.
That one on the inside, 1-0 to Terrell. I'll be hit out, gets past Plant and Miller. So it'll be an RBI single for Terrell. And that's going to score the 5th run of the night for the Trojans. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Abby Atkins.
Now up to bat number 10, Atkins.
Catches the inside corner. Pop up on the infield. Wolfskill gets it. And that will bring the top half of the first inning to a close. But there were 5 runs on 3 hits. 1 runner left on base and 1 John Hardin error. So we head to the bottom half of the first inning. It'll be Chelsea Dunning, Haley Wolfskill, and McKaylin Clark due up for the Bulldogs. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere. eTown Exterminating, 270-737-6900. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Go down the lineup again for the Bulldogs. Chelsea Dunning, Haley Wolfskill, McKaylin Clark, Season Plants, Kirsten Bersauld, Katie Miller, Brianna Medina, Nicole Knott, and Caitlin Dunn. Go around the defensive setup for the Trojans, starting in left field. It'll be Abby Atkins in left, Danny Thompson in center, Tony Melton in right. Around the infield, Bray Fogel at third, Alexis Horn at shortstop, Emma Corder the second baseman, and Ariana Luna at first. The battery tonight for the Trojans will be Grayson Lowry in the circle and Lakin Miller behind the dish. Going to remind our viewers, we'll be back on the air tomorrow night live with baseball action as Central Hardin will travel to Radcliffe to take on the North Hardin Trojans. Our next live softball game will be next Tuesday evening as the Elizabethtown Panthers will travel to take on the Central Hardin Bruins in a 17th District matchup. First pitch set for 5:30 in each of those games. Now to bat, Chelsea Dunning, the shortstop for the Bulldogs.
Now up to bat number 13, Chelsea Dunning.
Lowry starts her off with a strike. And on the outside corner, 0-2 now the count to Dunning. Dunning fouls that one back. Count remains 0-2. Swings through that one for the first out. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Haley Wolfskill. Ball low and inside. 1-0 now the count to Wilskill.
Lower that bat a little bit.
That'll be low. 2-0 now the count. Right in there for a strike. 2-1 now the count.
Swing hard.
That one's going to be fouled back. Almost gets in here to the booth.
Swing through the ball.
Evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Full count now to Wilskill.
Battle, babe.
It's going to be hit out near quarter. Scoops it up over to Luna for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up the catcher, Michaelin Clark. Going to be hit out near the shortstop. Horn with it. Cross that's away from Luna. And as Clark rounded first base, stumbling and going to the ground. Not sure if she twisted her ankle. Time is called. As a catcher, she can get a courtesy runner. Umpire going to come over. And Coach Bell is going to send in a courtesy runner.
Now to bat number 26, season plans.
Season plans now comes to the plate with 2 outs. Wilskill out towards second, goes off quarter, bounces into center field. Throw from Thompson. So it'll be a single by Plants.
Now to bat number 12, Kira Basal.
Christian Basald now to the plate. 2 out runners at first and second. Taylor Darnell, Taylor Murphy, the runner out at second for Clark. That one high. Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike to Broussard. At inside, gets away from Miller. Murphy advances up to third, Plants to second. 2-1 the count as Basalt steps back into the box. Outside 3-1 now the count. Swings at basically what would have been ball 4, as that looked like it was high and outside. Full count. First walk issued today by Lowry.
Now to bat number 27, Katie Miller.
Second baseman Katie Miller now to the plate. Swings through that pitch. Evens it up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Strike 2. Swings to that, strike 3. And so after getting the first 2 out, but then allowing a runner on an error, a single, and a walk, Lowry able to get the final out on a strikeout. So at the end of 1, our score 5-0 with North Hardin on top. We'll be back after this short timeout with second inning action. Starting off the second inning, it'll be back to the top of the order. It'll be Danny Thompson, Emma Quarter, and Tony Melton. Thompson comes to the plate 1 for 1. She had a single in the first inning and a stolen base, and later came around to score the first run for the Trojans. Saw cheating in from third. Two and 0 now the count to Thompson. That one high, 3-0 now the count. Did have a defensive change for the Bulldogs. Nicole Knott will now be at the shortstop position. That'll be a 4-pitch walk to Thompson. Have to expect her to run on this first pitch. This Quarter comes to the plate. Quarter struck out in the first inning. That one hit right back up the middle. Wolfskill gets it. Goes to first. Thought about going to second. But make sure that she gets the for sure out at first. Does move Thompson up to second base. And that'll bring up Tony Melton. Melton reached on a walk in the first inning. Stole second and later came around to score. That was going to be hit Out to left field. Mark unable to get to it. It shortstop the fence. Thompson going to score easily. Melton around second, heading for third. And it'll be a stand-up triple for Tony Melton. An RBI as Thompson comes around to score. That'll bring up Alexis Horn, a shortstop. She was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Came around to score the third Trojan run. Strike from Wolfskill. That one in the dirt, evens it up out. 1 ball and 1 strike. Horn able to hold up. 2-1 now the count.
Terrible.
Wolfskill comes back. The hard outside strike. 2-2 now the count. Third strike, and Coach Bell going to ask if it was tipped. So on the strike, she will get the strike, but going to reach on an error. Melton came in on the passed ball. So with 1 out, Horn will be at first base, and that'll bring up Bray Fogel. Fogel 1 for 1 on the day with a single and a run scored. One and one the count to Fogel. Out one high. 2-1 now the count to Fogel. Strike on the inside corner. That one too high. Full count, 3-2, with 1 out here in the top of the second inning. It's going to be hit out to right field. Dies in front of Medina. So it'll be a single for Fogel. She'll go 2 for 2 on the day. That pushes Horn up to second base.
Now to bat number 28, Luna.
It's going to bring up the first baseman, Ariana Luna. She reached on an error and then came around to score later. That one just a little too far inside. That'll be low. 2-0 now the count to Luna. Horn at second, Fogel at first. North Hardin already with 2 runs in this inning. 7-0 their lead. Three and 0 now the count. That pitch just a little too high. Three and 1 now the count. And for the Bulldogs, they will turn around and play tomorrow night at another 17th district game as they will travel to the Elizabethtown Panthers, while North Hardin will host the Fort Knox Eagles. Luna fouls that one off. Be full count. Strike 3. That'll be the second out of the inning. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Lakin Miller.
Number 5, Miller.
Miller grounded out to the third baseman, but was able to get in a run in her only at bat. So 0 for 1 on the day with an RBI. That one low. Clark keeps it in front of her. Strike on the inside corner, popped away from Clark. Horn able to advance up to third. Fogel to second. So now a base hit from Miller. Should bring in 2 runs. 2 and 1 the count. That will be fouled out of play. Miller fouls that one out. Count remains 2 and 2. That one inside, and we'll go full. That one in the dirt.
Come on, Haley.
Miller reaches first on the walk. Horn comes in to score on the passed ball. Fogel moves to third. And that'll bring up designated player Maggie Terrell.
Now to bat number 6, Terrell.
Courtesy runner for Miller will be Jaira Gray for the Trojans. So it'll be Gray at first, Fogel at third as Terrell steps into the box. Terrell 1 for 1 with an RBI single in the first inning.
Keep your elbow in.
A strike evens it up at 1-1. Fouls that one off. Got in on her hands. 1-2 now the count. Terrell hits that one towards right field, dying quickly, lands in fair territory. And Terrell will go 2 for 2 with 2 singles and 2 RBIs. And as Gray tried to advance to third, she's thrown out. So the Trojans able to push 4 across in the inning. So as we head to the bottom of the second inning, North Hardin on top, 9-0. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Tune in weekly for rebroadcast of all local HCEC-TV programs, airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184. You can always check out past broadcasts on our YouTube channel. Just search HCEC-TV. Due up in the bottom half of the second inning, it'll be 7, 8, 9 in the lineup. Brianna Medina, Nicole Knott, and Caitlin Dunn. Lowry back into the circle for the Trojans. In a programming reminder here at HCEC TV, tomorrow night we'll be back on the air with baseball action as Central Hardin travels to North Hardin. It'll be Chris Kiger and Dan McCamish on that call. And next Tuesday we'll be back with softball action as the Elizabethtown Panthers will travel to Cecilia to take on the Central Hardin Bruins. On the top half of the second, there was a defensive change made by the Bulldogs. Nicole Knott went in to play at shortstop. What should happen is, because she was a designated player, now she's come in. Chelsea Dunning, who was leadoff, actually will be Brianna Mark will go into her spot in the lineup. We'll have to wait and see if they substitute in, and they could bring Dunning back. You are allowed to remove a starter and reinsert the starter. But by inserting the designated player into a fielding position, that takes the flex player and puts them into the lineup. Both of these teams back in action again tomorrow night, staying in the 17th district. For North Hardin, they will host the Eagles of Fort Knox. And for John Hardin, they will get on the road and travel to E-Town to take on the Panthers. Both of those games scheduled for a first pitch at 5:30. Again, a player change. Again, and it has to do with the designated player. Coach Bell now going to explain it to us.
Mallory for Chelsea.
So we are going to have a lineup change. Mallory Spires will come in for Chelsea Dunning. Should we do it fourth in this inning? They're going to make sure they get all of the books correct.
Now to bat for the John Hardin Bulldogs, number 7, Brianna Medina.
And now we'll get back to action. In bottom of the second inning, Trojans on top 9-0. On outside, 2-0 now the count to Medina. Fogel hugging the line at third. Squares to bunt, bunts it. Fogel with it, over to quarter. It's the first out of the inning. Nicole Knott will now come to the plate. She will now be playing shortstop, and Mallory Spires checked in. She will go to left field. Ball inside. Evens it up out, 1 ball, 1 strike. We hit down the right field line, slices foul. So Knott will come back. It'll be 1-2. Swings through that one. That'll be the 3rd strikeout of the day for Lowry. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Caitlin Dunn. Be hit towards Fogel, and the line out will end the second inning. There were no runs on no hits, no runners left on base, and no North Hardin errors. After 2 complete, the score, North Hardin 9, John Hardin 0. We'll be back after this short timeout with the 3rd inning action. Welcome back to John Hardin High School for the start of our 3rd inning of play. It's going to be 9-1-2 in the lineup for the Trojans. Abby Atkins, Danny Thompson, and Emma Quarter. Atkins popped out to the pitcher in her first at-bat. On the inside. Inside. 3-0 now, the count for Atkins. Catches the inside corner, 3-1 now, the count. Another strike. Now we'll go full. Going to be hit. Will Skill trying to pick it up. Not able to get it over to Plants in time. So Atkins will be safe at first. And we'll head to the top of the lineup. Danny Thompson. Thompson 1 for 1 on the day with a single, stolen base, and 2 runs scored. On the bunt, the ball bunts that foul. Oh, 0-2 now the count to Thompson. Slap hits that one towards left field, going to get over the third baseman's head. Atkins will move up to second. Thompson reaches on a single. And so with 2 runners on, it'll be Emma Quarter to the plate for the Trojans. Quarter 0 for 2 on the day. A strikeout and a ground out. That one low and inside. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Ball 2. 2-1 now the count. That one high brings a count to 3-1. Swings through that one. Takes it to a full count, 3-2. Pops that one up out of play. Pops this one up on the infield. Clark goes over, makes the catch. So Atkins and Thompson will have to stay where they are. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Tony Melton.
Now up to bat number 25, Melton.
Melton from 1-for-1 on the day. Just have an RBI, triple, and 2 runs scored. That one inside. Catches the outside corner, evens it up out. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one fouled out of play. Grant Weeman, the excellent sports reporter for the News Enterprise, almost had it. He went diving for it, unable to get it. Hit down the line, slicing foul. Mark unable to get to it in time. Count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ball high and outside, evens it up at 2-2. Getting 1 out here, top of the 3rd inning, North on top 9-0. Abby Atkins at second, and Danny Thompson at first. Melton hits that one into left field, shallow left field. Mark coming in, not going out. It's going to fall between them. Atkins going to have to hurry to get to third. So it'll be a single by Melton. And everybody moves up 1 base. So bases loaded as we get to the cleanup hitter, Alexis Horn.
Now up to bat, Del Zero's Horn.
Horn 0-for-1 on the day. She reached on a hit by pitch, came around to score in the 1st inning, and then struck out in the 2nd inning, but an error allowed her to reach first and then came around to score in that inning as well. That one high. Fouls that one off. Check swing. In there for a strike. Wisco been able to get out in front of the hitters here in this 3rd inning. Just not able to get them out other than Quarter popped out to the catcher. Foul tip. That one inside. 2-2 now the count to Horn. And now to be a full count. No place to put her. And swings through that. It's the third strikeout of the night for Wolfskill and the second out of the inning. And that'll get us to the third baseman, Bray Fogel. Fogel 2 for 2 on the day with 2 singles and 2 runs scored. Swings through that first pitch, tipped it into the glove of Clark. 0-1 now the count. Strike on the outside corner. 0-2 now the count. That one high. That pitch high. Evens up at 2-2. Strike 3, but Fogel, as Clark dropped it, throw it out, gets past, and now you got Melton in. Melton runs back to second. Thompson comes in and scores. And so, for the second time tonight, a strikeout by Wolfskill, but unable to complete the out. Atkins came across. Thompson came across as well. That's going to make it 11-0 the Trojans.
Now to bat number 28, Luna.
Melton was standing at third, but was standing there with Thompson. Retreated all the way back to second. So it'll be Melton at second, Fogel at first. And that'll bring up Ariana Luna. Luna 0 for 2 on the day. Reached on an error and scored in the first inning. Strikeout victim her last at bat. That was the 5th strikeout of the afternoon for Wolfskill. That one inside. Fouled straight back. That one inside. 3-1 now the count to Luna. Strike gets in the dirt. Melton advances to third. Full count here with 2 outs. Fogel will be going on the pitch. It's going to be hit out to center field. Dunn there, makes the catch. And that'll bring this third inning to a close for the Trojans. But not before they're able to put 2 on the board, stretching their lead to 11-0 as we head to the bottom half of the third inning. There were 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error on the Bulldogs, and 2 runners left on base. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates. More personal attention for more effective results. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere. eTown Exterminating, 270-737-6900. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. I'd like to thank our student workers for making tonight's broadcast possible. Adam Thomas and Jacob Reisner today, all under the direction of Miss Anna Bray. So we head to the bottom of the third inning, due up for the Bulldogs. 1, 2, 3 in the lineup. It'll be Mallory Spears, Haley Wolfskill, and McKaylin Clark. Lowry back in the circle for the Trojans.
Now to bat number 9, Mallory Spires.
Got in there for a strike. 0-2 now the count to Spires. Her first at bat today. She replaced Chelsea Dunning in the Bulldog lineup. And a changeup gets her first out in the third inning. That'll bring up the pitcher, Haley Wolfskill.
Haley Wolfskill.
Wolfskill 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded out to the second baseman in her first at bat. That one low. 1-1 now the count. All right, 3-1 now the count. That one on the infield almost dies right where it is, and it'll be Wolfskill on first with a single.
Now to bat number 11, McKaylin Clark.
Catcher McKaylin Clark now up to the plate. Clark reached on an error in her first at bat and later was stranded at third. That's going to be hit into foul territory. Luna unable to get to it. Run the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. All right, first is Wolfskill. Clark chases after that one. That'll be the second out of the inning. That'll
Now to
get
bat, number 26, season
to
players.
the first baseman, Seeds and Plants. Plants 1 for 1 on the day. And low. Plants hits that one down the right field line over near first base, and it'll be Luna with the catch. And so that will end the third inning. There were no runs on 1 hit, 1 runner left on base, and no errors by the Trojans. After 3 complete, our score 11-0 with North Hardin on top. We'll be back after this short timeout with the 4th inning action. Welcome back to John Hardin High School for tonight's 17th District softball action. So we start the 4th inning. Trojans on top 11-0 over the Bulldogs. Due up here in the 4th inning, it'll be 7, 8, 9 in the lineup. Lakin Miller, Maggie Terrell, and Abby Atkins. Miller 0 for 1 on the day with an RBI. And in there for a strike, evens it up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Swings of that one, pop up near third. Wolfskill comes over, gets in front of Broussard. Miller will reach on the error, and that'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Maggie Terrell.
Now to bat, number 6, Terrell.
Terrell 2 for 2 on the day, 2 singles and 2 RBIs. That one right back up the middle, off the foot of Wolfskill. Not unable to pick it up and get to second before Miller gets there. So it'll be an infield single for Terrell. She's 3 for 3 on the day. And that'll get us to the left fielder, Abby Atkins.
Now to bat, number 10, Atkins.
Atkins 1 for 2 on the day with a run scored. Two and two now, the count to Atkins. And that'll strike 3.
Now to bat, number 1,
And that'll send us back to the top of the order, Danny Thompson. Thompson 2 for 2 on the day with 3 runs scored and a stolen base. Thompson hits that one out towards Knott unable to cleanly pick it up, like she was going to try to get Miller going to third. So now it'll be the bases loaded as Thompson reaches on the fielder's choice.
Now to bat number 36, Porter.
And Quarter to the plate. Quarter 0 for 3 on the day. She had a strikeout, a ground out, and a fly out. Strike on the inside corner. Wilskill gets out ahead. 0-1 now the count to Quarter. Quarter hits that one back to Wilskill. She'll throw it home to Clark. Gets the force out at home. Bases will remain full, but there are 2 outs now.
Now to bat number 25, Melton.
As Miller on the 1-2 put out. Terrell will be at third, Thompson at second, and Quarter at first. Tony Melton comes to the plate. Melton 2 for 2 with an RBI and 2 runs scored today. That one going to get away from Clark. Here comes Terrell. Quick throw, and it's in time. And so Clark to Wilskill gets Terrell out at home. And so it'll be Melton who leads off the 5th inning for the Bulldogs. Because in that 4th, there were no runs on 1 hit. 2 runners left on base, and no John Hardin errors. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Due up for the Bulldogs. It'll be 5, 6, 7 in the lineup. Kirsten Busald, Katie Miller, and Brianna Medina. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical therapy associates. More personal attention for more effective results. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Bluegrass Cellular offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere. eTown Exterminating 270-737-6900. And West Point Bank. Let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Tune in weekly for rebroadcast of all local HCEC-TV programs, airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184. You can always search our past broadcasts on our YouTube channel. Just search HCEC-TV. Lowry back into the circle for the Trojans. Bussaud comes to the plate, 0 for 0 on the day as she reached on a walk in her last at-bat in the 1st inning.
Now to bat number 12, Kira Basal.
A strike. Swings through that one. 1-2 now the count. That one way outside. Evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's going to be hit out towards quarter. Able to scoop it up over to Luna in time for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Katie Miller.
Now to bat number 27, Katie Miller.
Miller 0 for 1 on the day. That one fouled back. Two and one now, the count to Miller. In the dirt. 3 and 1 now, the count. We'll go to a full count. 3 and 2. And Miller will reach on a walk. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Brianna Medina.
Now to bat number 7, Brianna Medina.
Medina tried to reach on a bunt on her last inning. 0 for 1 on the day. Swings at the first pitch. Swings at that one. 0 and 2 now, the count to Medina. It's going to be hit out towards right field. Quarter going back, falls over her head. Melton up with it quick. So it'll be a single for Medina. That'll move Miller to second. So with 1 out, the Bulldogs with runners at first and second. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Nicole Knott.
Now to bat number 1, Nicole Knott.
I'm on the inside. Ball 1. Catches the outside corner. Evens the count up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Knott fouls that one straight back. In the dirt, scooped up by Miller. That one fouled back. Kind of stays at 2 and 2. That'll run it to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. That'll be ball 4. So the bases will be loaded for the Bulldogs.
Now to bat number 2,
Center fielder Caitlin Dunn to the plate. Not lined out to the third baseman in her first at bat, 0 for 1 on the day. North Hardin infield cheats in. In there for a strike on the outside corner. That gets away from Miller. And Katie Miller will score on the wild pitch for the first run of the evening for the Bulldogs. That moves Medina to third and not to second. Two and one now the count to Dunn. Is Coach Bell going to call her down the third base line? Three and one now the count to Dunn. Three and two now the count. Dunn right back up. Lowry gets it, throws it away at first. That's going to score Medina. And coming around is not for the third run for the Bulldogs. So Dunn reaches on the error. Lowry had more time than she thought she did. Rushed the throw to first.
Now to bat number 9, Mallory Spires.
Now we head back to the top of the lineup. Mallory Spires. As there's one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And here comes Coach Southwood to talk it out on the mound. Spires 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. And it looks like Maggie Terrell will come in as the pitcher. So a change in the pitcher position, not in the lineup. Terrell was entered as the designated player. And she will now just be the pitcher. So Dunn will be at second with one out. And it'll be Mallory Spires to the plate. Spires hits that one in foul territory. That was going to be fouled out. Miller able to get to it with a diving catch. And now Dunn did not tag up at second. They throw it and to Thompson. And so on a very rare 2-8 put out, it'll be a double play as it will be pop out by Spires and then Dunn doubled up at second. So that will bring our fourth inning to a close. Bulldogs able to put 3 on the board. There were 3 runs on 1 hit, no runners left on base, and 1 error by the Trojans. After 4 complete, our score, North Hardin 11 and John Hardin 3. We'll be back after this short timeout with fifth inning action. Welcome back to John Hardin High School for tonight's 17th District softball action. So head to the top of the 5th inning. Tony Melton steps to the plate for the Trojans. Trojans on top 11-3 over the Bulldogs. Melton was at the plate when a play at the plate on a pass ball ended the inning, so she will start the inning off for the Trojans. Melton 2 for 2 on the day with an RBI and a couple of runs scored. 2-0 now the count. Wilskill still in the circle for the Bulldogs. It'll be a 4-pitch walk to Melton. She'll reach for the 4th time tonight.
Now up to bat, double zeros, Horn.
And now Alexis Horn comes to the plate. Horn 0 for 2 on the day. She did reach on a hit by pitch. She also reached after striking out. And an error. Hits this one back up the middle. Knott gets it, steps on second, gets Melton out. Not able to complete the double play. But on the 6 unassisted out, Melton is cut down. Horn will be at first with the fielder's choice.
Now up to bat, number 17, Fogel.
So bring up the 3rd baseman for the Trojans, Bray Fogel. He's 2 for 3 on the day. Has reached in all 3 of her at-bats. Last inning, she struck out, but was able to get to first on an error. Just 2 singles and 2 runs scored in tonight's ball game. And there for a strike. Goes to 1-2 now. Strike 3. So 2 outs here in the 5th. This will bring up the first baseman, Ariana Luna. Luna 0 for 3 on the day. She has reached on an error and scored. Seven strikeouts tonight now for Haley Wolfskill. Luna rips that one down the line. It'll be foul. Fouls that one straight back. 1-2 now the count. That'll be strike 3. Back-to-back Ks. And so 2 innings in a row. The Trojans shut out on the scoreboard. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. 11-3 our score with North Hardin on top. Due up for the Bulldogs. It'll be Wolfskill, Clark, and Plants, 2-3-4 in the lineup. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. eTownApartments.com by Mark Harris Construction. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere. E-Town Exterminating, 270-737-6900. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Again, we'd like to thank our student workers and staff for making tonight's broadcast possible. Adam Thomas and Jacob Reisner, along with Miss Anna Bray. Terrell back into the circle for the Trojans. Wolfskill now comes to the plate. Wolfskill 1 for 2 on the day with a single in her last at bat.
Now to bat number 8, David Wolfskill.
Swing through the ball.
That one goes through the legs of Miller all the way back to the backstop for ball 1. Foul tips that one, evens it up at 1 ball, 1 strike.
Come on, level swings.
Strike down the middle. 1-2 now the count. Right back up the middle. And Wolfskill 2 for 3 on the day.
Now to bat number 11.
That's going to bring up the catcher, Michaelin Clark. Clark 0 for 2 on the day. Did reach on an error in the first inning. That one fouled off. That one ripped right back up the center as well. So back-to-back singles for the battery mates, and Wolfskill and Clark. We runners at first and second with no outs as we get to the cleanup hitter, Season Plants.
Number 26, Season Plants.
Plants 1 for 2 on the day, had a single in her first at bat. That one outside. 1-0 now the count to Plants. That one hit. Lined out at third. Wolfskill touched the second. Now she'll go to third. And so the line out to Fogel. It's the first down, and then Wolfskill will advance on the throwing error by Fogel. And that'll bring us to Bussault. 0 for 1 on the day. Did reach on a walk in her first at bat. Murphy reaches second on the stolen base. She had come in and run for Clark. So it'll be runners at second and third. And this one gets away from Miller, and Wolfskill will cross the plate with the fourth run of the day for the Bulldogs. Murphy moves up to third. Two and one now, the count to Bussault as she steps back into the box. It's going to be hit to right field. Melton there able to make the catch. Murphy not tagging on the play. We'll have to retreat to third.
Now to bat, number 27, Katie Miller.
So now 2 outs, as it'll be the second baseman, Katie Miller. Miller 0 for 1 on the day. She reached on a walk and scored the first run in her last at-bat. Pass ball. That'll bring Murphy in. So the Bulldogs now with 5 runs here, all coming in the 4th and 5th innings. And 2-0 the count. I believe that one bounced off of Miller. Looks like it might have hit her upper left arm. So the base is cleared. 2-0 the count to Miller. Three and one now the count. And Miller will reach on a walk in back-to-back at-bats. And that'll bring up Brianna Medina, the right fielder.
Now to bat, number 7, Brianna.
1 for 2 on the day. She had a single in her last at-bat and came around to score. Swings to the first pitch. This one high into foul territory. It'll get back beyond the seats. That one will be fouled off down the third base line, so it'll be 0-2 as Medina steps back into the box. And Medina swings at that one way outside for the third out of the inning. But the Bulldogs able to scratch two more across. There were 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 runner left on base, and 2 North Hardin errors. So at the end of 5, our score 11-5, North Hardin on top. We'll be back after this short timeout with the 6th inning of play. Welcome back to John Hardin High School for tonight's 17th District softball action. So we get ready to start this 6th inning. North Hardin Trojans on top, 11-5. North Hardin scored 11 runs in the first 3 innings. It was 5 in the first, 4 in the second, and 2 in the third to take an 11-0 lead. Since then, they have not scored, while the Bulldogs, scoreless in the first 3, have scored 3 in the fourth and 2 in the fifth. And now Lakin Miller comes to the plate. Miller 0 for 2 on the day. She does have an RBI, reached on a walk. Last time she reached on an error. That one ripped down the line, hooking foul. That'll be a long strike as Miller will come back. Ow, that one hits Miller in the right foot. So she'll reach, hit by pitch. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Maggie Terrell. Terrell 3 for 3 on the day with 3 singles. She's had a couple of RBIs.
Now to bat number 6, Terrell.
That one high. That one in the dirt, scooped out by Clark. Miller able to dive back. That'll be fouled back out of play. And that'll be a walk for Terrell. She'll reach all 4 times tonight.
Now to bat number 10, Atkins.
That'll send Miller to second. So runners at first and second with no outs as they get to the right fielder, Abby Atkins. Atkins 1 for 3 on the day with a run scored. It's in there for a strike. Popped up into foul territory. Plants and Clark not able to get there. Count will remain 0-2. Well, that one gets over the head of Clark. That'll get Miller to third and Terrell to second. 1-2 now, the count to Atkins. That one inside. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Now we'll go to the top of the order. Danny Thompson steps in. Thompson 2 for 3 on the day with a couple of singles, 3 runs scored. She's reached all 4 times. She reached on a fielder's choice in her last at-bat. That one high. Swings at that one, pops it up. Basalt there to make the catch. And so now 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. That'll take us to the second baseman, Emma Corder. Corder 0 for 4 on the day. She did reach on a fielder's choice in her last at-bat. Nobody fouled out of play. Evens it up at 1 ball, 1 strike. That one gets past Clark. That'll allow Miller to get in. Terrell goes to third. So for the first time since the 3rd inning, Trojans able to get a run on the board. 3-1 the count to Corder. Swings at that one. Slow roller down the third base line. Basalt up with it. And in time. And that'll end the top of the 6th inning. North Hardin able to score 1 run on no hits. 1 runner left on base. And 1 John Hardin error. So we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. It'll be 8-9-1 in the lineup for the Bulldogs. Not Dunn and Spires. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Again, all rebroadcasts HCEC TV programs can be seen on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184. You can always search our past broadcast on our YouTube channel. Just search HCEC TV. Terrell will go back into the circle for the Trojans. Again, a reminder, the Trojans will host the Fort Knox Eagles tomorrow evening in 17th District action, while the Bulldogs will travel to Elizabethtown tomorrow to take on the Panthers. Tomorrow night we will be live on HCEC TV with baseball action as Central Hardin will travel to North Hardin. And then next Tuesday night, we will have live softball action as Elizabethtown travels to Central Hardin. Due up in the bottom of the sixth, it'll be Nicole Knott, Caitlin Dunn, and Mallory Spires. Knott 0 for 1 on the day. She reached on a walk and scored in her last at-bat. That one fouled off, 0-2 quickly. And the changeup. Miller doesn't get it. She's going to throw it down to first in time. And so it'll be a strikeout for Knott. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Caitlin Dunn. Dunn 0 for 2 on the day. She did reach on an error in her last at-bat. That one's going to be smoked into the outfield. Thompson will get over there to cut it off, but it'll be a single for Caitlin Dunn. She reaches in back-to-back plate appearances, and that'll send us to the top of the lineup. Mallory Spires. Spires 0 for 2 on the day. And they strike out and popped out to the catcher. One and one now, the count to Spires. This will be hit out into center field. Thompson there makes the catch. Dunn quickly retreats back to first.
Now to bat number 8, Haley Wolfskill.
And that'll bring up the pitcher, Haley Wolfskill. Wolfskill 2 for 3 on the day with a couple of singles and a run scored.
Level swings. Step straight back to the pitcher.
Hit down the line, just inside. Fogel gets it across to Luna. And so that'll be the third out of the inning. So we'll head to the top of the 7th. As in that inning, there were no runs on one hit, one runner left on base, and one runner left on. No errors. We'll head to the top of the 7th inning after this short timeout. Welcome back to John Hardin as we reach the 7th inning. Due up for the Trojans, it'll be Tony Melton, Alexis Horn, and Bray Fogel. Melton 2 for 2 on the day. She's reached on 2 walks and had a single and a triple. Also has an RBI and a couple of runs scored. It'll be fouled out over the third base dugout. Right over our heads behind home plate. 1-2 now, the count to Melton. That'll be ripped down the third baseline. Basalt unable to get in front of it. So 3 for 3 on the day is Melton, and now reached 5 consecutive trips. That'll bring us to the shortstop, Alexis Horn. Horn 0 for 3 on the day. She has reached twice and scored twice. Take that back. She's reached 3 times and scored twice. Melton going to easily steal second. Ball gets away. Miller gets it. It goes past us and almost where they should have just held the ball. Melton will come all the way around. She'll get the stolen base and advance on 2 separate errors. Melton made it to second before the shortstop and second baseman did. Ball scooted into center field. Miller picked it up and a bad throw to third. Now Horn hits it out to Miller. Miller unable to make the play. And so Horn will be on first. And we'll get to the third baseman, Bray Fogel. Fogel 2 for 4 on the day. 2 singles, 2 runs scored. This one hit out near Miller. Scoops it up over to Plants for the first out of the inning. Horn is able to advance to second.
Now to bat, number 28, Luna.
And that'll bring up first baseman, Ariana Luna. Luna 0 for 4 on the day. She did reach on an error in the first inning and come around to score. Skipped up in front. Clark keeps it in front of her, but Horn will get third on the wild pitch. Fouled off, evens it up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one's going to be hit by Luna out to left field, caught by Brianna Mark. And Horn, who had left on the crack of the bat, not able to get back and tag up. Which Brady South would just hold his hands out to ask Horn why she didn't tag up. And that'll bring up the catcher, Lakin Miller. Miller 0 for 3 on the day. Sorry, 0 for 2 on the day. She has reached on a walk, a hit by pitch, and an error. Scored 1 run. High. 2-0 now the count. That one a number. Wolfskill reaches over, grabs it. That'll be the 3rd out of the inning. But the Trojans again able to scratch one across the board, as there were 1 run on 1 hit. 3 errors by the Bulldogs and 1 runner left on base. After 6.5, the Trojans on top 13-5 as we head to the bottom half of this 7th inning. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Reminder, we'll be back on the air live tomorrow night as it'll be baseball action as Central Hardin travels to North. And then next Tuesday we'll be live in softball action as the Elizabethtown Panthers will travel to take on the Central Hardin Bruins. Due up here in the bottom half of the 7th for the Bulldogs. It'll be 3-4-5 in the lineup. Michaelan Clark, Season Plants, and Kirsten Busald. For Clark as she comes to the plate. 1 for 3 on the day. She had a single and a run scored in her last at-bat. And a changeup gets Clark way out in front. That'll be high and outside, evens it up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Clark hits that one back up the middle, goes off Terrell's glove. Horn not going to be able to get it. So that'll be a single for Michaelan Clark.
Now to bat number 26, Season Plants.
That'll bring up the first baseman, Season Plants. Plants 1 for 3 on the day and a single in her first at-bat. Last at-bat lined it out to the third baseman. That one hit down the line. Fogel with it, going to go to second. Quarter there to make the first out. Say Forrest Clark out.
Now to bat number 12, Kira Basal.
So Plants reaches on the fielder's choice, and that'll bring us to the number 5 hitter, Kirsten Busald. Busald 0 for 2 on the day. Did reach on a walk. Flew out to right field in her last at bat. That hits Basalt on the foot, so she'll advance on the hit by pitch. That'll send Plants out to second.
Now to bat number 27, Katie Miller.
And that'll bring up the second baseman, Katie Miller. Miller 0 for 1 on the day, has reached on a walk twice and a run scored back in the 4th inning. Coach Bell going to make a pinch runner decision as Plants will step out for number 15. Sorry. Runners at first and second, 1 out for Miller. That one high and outside. Runs the count to 2-1. Three and one now, the count to Miller. Shelby Brown, the pinch runner for the Bulldogs, out at second. Strike 2, now to be full. Solid at first. And that'll hit Miller. So the bases will be loaded. Brown moves up to third. Basald to second. And Miller to first. Bases loaded with 1 out. Brown and Medina to the plate. Medina 1 for 3 on the day with a run scored. Medina very aggressive in her at-bats today. Swings at that one, fouls it out over the third base dugout. That one high, 1-1 now the count. That one, good job by Miller as that was way outside. Miller scoops that one after it bounces. 2-1 now the count to Medina. And catches the outside corner, evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. In the dirt, and it'll be full again. Nowhere to put Medina for Terrell. There's strike 3 on the inside corner. Second out of the inning. And that'll bring us to the shortstop, LaCole Knott.
Now to bat number 1, LaCole Knott.
Knott 0 for 2 on the day. Has reached on a walk and has a run scored. Strike on the inside corner. Miller able to keep it close. And that'll hit Knott. So Knott will get the RBI as that pushes Brown across the plate.
Now to bat number 2, Caitlin Dunn.
So Brown will score the 6th run of the day. Basald to third, Miller to second, and that brings up the center fielder, Caitlin Dunn. Dunn 1 for 3 on the day. Started off with a strike. Dunn with a single in her last at bat. And that'll hit Dunn. And so back-to-back hit by pitch. Basalt comes in to score. And the bases remain loaded. Miller will be at third. Knott at second with Dunn at first. And we head to the top of the lineup. Mallory Spires to plate. 0 for 3 on the day. Flew out to center field in her last at-bat. Terrell starts her off with a strike. That one in the dirt. That was to be hit out near second. Quarter gets it, and Quarter gets it to first, and that will do it. This is our final score here at John Hardin, 13-7. In that 7th inning, there were 2 runs on no hits, 3 runners left on base, and no North Hardin errors. So for North Hardin, they will move on to 5-8 with a record and 2-2 in district play, while the Bulldogs will drop to 2-7 on the season, 0-3 in district play. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Bluegrass Cellular, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Again, as the rain starts to fall, we will be back on the air tomorrow night with baseball action. Central Hardin at North Hardin, and then on Tuesday night it'll be softball action as eTown takes on Central Hardin. For all of our workers here, Adam Thomas, Jacob Reisner, Miss Anna Bray, I am Bobby Thompson saying so long and good night.